Fala galera do Mundo Mágico, that's me Adrian again, and with another video for you. Today I'm gonna take you in a different journey. I'm not gonna talk about the movies themselves, I'm not gonna talk about theories, no, mostly not. But I'm gonna show you what I was able to see in exhibit of Crimes of Grindelwald in the AT&T store. They have a really nice exhibit with props, costumes, and some fun activities for the kids there. You can do the same wand tricks that they do on the parks in the Wizard World, either in Orlando or the world of Harry Potter in Hollywood Universal Studios. And so they have the same tricks with the wands there in the AT&T store, but you don't need to bring your wand. If you want, you can purchase a wand there with light in the tip, or you can just use your the light on your cell phone and do the tricks there. And the kids also always have lots of fun with it. But more than that, there are very interesting artifacts there, very interesting things about the movies. So let's have a look at what they have. If you're wondering how do you get to the exhibit, that's in San Francisco at the Powell Station, the AT&T store right outside of the Powell Station. So as you walk out the escalators from the Powell Station, you're gonna see right away the AT&T store. So you can see in the picture right here. And so from there, you just get into the doors and you will see this amazing displays there. And what caught most of my attention when I was there is this beautiful panel display where they're gonna show different scenes from Crimes of Grindelwald. And for sure, the one that caught most of my attention was the one where you see the French Minister of Magic and the constellations, and the panel with mermaids and with this different spheres there. They have the sea sphere, which is underwater, and then you see the above water sphere, land and ocean, land and ocean there, and waters. And then you'll see the celeste spheres, which are on the top. So that was amazing, and it was lots of work. So for those who made them, and also for us to look into that and get all the hints to the next upcoming movie, Fantastic Beasts 3, from there. But they were not showing only those scenes. They're also showing beautiful scenes from Hogwarts, from the Botroco Island, and also from France. So it was a very nice panel, and has this panoramic view of those scenes. So it was really nice. Going back to the French Minister of Magic panel, where they have the dome with the constellations, that was a very interesting picture there. And so we'll see different. I already talked about most of those details in previous videos, but let me point out some of the interesting things that we see in that exhibit. And by the way, if you have the time, go there and see it. It's gonna end soon, now in January. I think it was January 6th, the last day to see the exhibit, so in a few days from now. So go check it out. But what we'll see there that it's worth of notice there is the crest that we see that doesn't belong to Hogwarts or even more, so it's a mystery. So we'll see in the next movie if we'll find out exactly what that crest represents. So it has four houses there, as we have in Hogwarts or Ilvermore, but the beasts or the drawings there don't represent and are completely different from Hogwarts or Ilvermore. So my best guess is related to Castelo Bruxo. We know that the French School of Magic built Baton. They built Baton. They don't have a crest with four different houses because they don't have four different houses. So I do not know what that crest represents. So we'll see what's gonna if you're gonna find out in the next movie. Another interesting thing in the specific scene also is a building that doesn't resemble at all any French building that we are aware of, and also because the banner, the constellation is hinting to South Hemisphere and therefore South America. So I was thinking, okay, maybe the building could represent Castelo Bruxo, which is the Brazilian wizard school, but the building is so totally different from Castelo Bruxo. The Castelo Bruxo that we see in Pottermore, and you know, the pictures that we have of it, it looks like more like a kind of a Mexican native Mexican, native Indian temple with this more pyramid-like shape, and it's not the case with the building that we see in the French Minister of Magic with the constellations. It's more like a European style building, more like Hogwarts, but it doesn't resemble Hogwarts either, so I do not know what that represents. And then there's a mermaid there not too far from the castle, so I'm guessing that the lonely mermaid will be showing the way to the land, and she's riding between a ship, like it looks like the Spanish or the Portuguese ship with this cross, you know, the ones that came to colonize the Americas. And so she's in between the ship and the European castle, so I have no idea what it means, but maybe she will be guiding whoever is coming to the land of South Hemisphere. Perhaps she's the one guiding them, and perhaps you'll see hints of, you know, wizards and witches during the colonization time, and perhaps you'll find out more about it in the upcoming movie. And then also we'll see the constellation that's different from the constellation from North America or even North Europe, because that's the constellation of the South Hemisphere. So and therefore Brazil and Rio de Janeiro as well. So that's what we see, and the French Minister of Magic dome there, which is interesting because it's in France, and interesting that they are pointing out to the South Hemisphere from there. But so that's another interesting detail there in the dome. And also the three angels above the inscription in Latin there. And by the way, the inscription is from 18th century geographer named Christoph Cellarius, and he wrote this book that has one of the most beautiful detail maps of many parts of the world, and he also wrote that quote in Latin that's displayed in the French Minister of Magic. But above it, the quote, you will see three angels which probably represents something related to what's coming up in the next movies. Perhaps the next movie we'll see, I'm just making a big guess that perhaps one of the angels will represent Credence Barebone, and another one will be Corvus Lestrange Fifth, or as I was guessing, perhaps Corvus Lestrange the Fifth will be Abernathy, and one more angel that we're about to find out in the upcoming movie who is gonna be and how they're gonna balance the relationship between the two babies that were swapped and that ship. So we'll see what happens. So another thing that they have interesting there in the AT&T store exhibit will be the costumes, but I didn't post all the costumes. I'm not gonna display all the costumes because we saw most of the costumes in other countries exhibits, and they are all over, you know, online if you want to check it out. But one thing that I thought it was interesting is that the Grindelwald costume have a broom next to it, and then first I was a little bit confused because I was thinking that I missed something. I was like, well, I didn't see Grindelwald, you know, using a broom in the movie, so what is this all about? And it just says there in the sign that it's the one of the brooms used during the night where Grindelwald was guarded to be moved to from Makusa back to England, and he escaped it, but he didn't use the broom as far as I know. Maybe it will be in the extra scenes for the movie, but you know, it says that was one of the brooms used there, but why would they put the broom exactly next to the Grindelwald costume? You know, there were other vaults, they could use another vault or anything for that, but they put it all together. So I'm guessing that perhaps either he used it in that scene, but then it got cut, and then we might see it in the extra scenes, or he might use it perhaps to go to Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, that broom. So I don't know, but it has a stronger relation to Voldemort, so they put it together there. So that's my best guess. But yeah, all their costumes are pretty much what we've seen in the movie. Dumbledore, Credence, Nagini, and all of the characters. So, and yeah, pretty much the same thing that we have seen before. So nothing new there. And also they had many books that I really like it in a desk there. It's supposed to be part of the Minister of Magic, I guess, which one I do not know, desk. And then they have all those books displayed there besides a bunch of paper and, you know, bunch of magical office supplies there. But I thought some of those books were very interesting, and it would be good to mention here because they might have some hint of what's to come. So the books on the desk, there are 3 books. So one of them was Masterpieces of the World's Best Literature, and then the other book was The World 100 Best Short Stories by 9 Ghosts. That's what says in the book. And there are just several copies of the same books, but like they were displayed like stacked, you know, one between the other. So it wasn't like, you know, the same books piled in one corner. It was, you know, they arranged it in a way that it wasn't all, you know, the same book, so to make it more aesthetical and pretty there. But yeah, those are the two of the 3 books. And then the other one, that was the only copy that they have, just have one copy there. There was Dumas La Tulipe Noir. I don't speak French, so hopefully I'm saying this right. by Fontaine. So Dumas La Tulipe Noire by Fontaine. And then I just got to check the 100 best short stories by the Nine Ghosts, and here's one of the the stories in the book. So here's one of the pages, so check it out. And also in the exhibit they have nice posters display, and most of it was from Circus Arcanus and the Arcanus Circus, and it was interesting. We saw the Zou, which is the Chinese cat-like beast that they use it in some of the Chinese celebrations. So also we saw Nagini, and also we saw the Oni, which I love it because it was a different Oni than I'm used to see. Like normally Onis are very, I know that this Oni is not like friendly beautiful, but the Onis in Japan in front of the shrines, they are scary. So this one is actually quite friendly, the image of the Oni and Arcanus Circus, and so it's just this big fat figure there. But normally the Onis they picture in front of the shrines in Japan, they are more like guardian-like, so warrior-like figures, and they kind of like are very strong and intimidating. So I quite like it, the Oni from you know, the art department for the books. Mina Lima, they did a really good job. It was beautiful. It wasn't, you know, as scary as the ones in Japan. So and also they have, what else they have there in the posters? Oh, they have more French posters, all in French, about the circus, and which you can see. And then also they had some posters from the French Minister of Magic. One of them is about, you know, when they have the alert that they actually identify Newt Scamander, and they put everybody in the alert to catch him. So this one is also on display there, so check out the posters. And another poster that I thought it was interesting, I have been, because we live in San Francisco Bay Area, so I have been to the exhibit a few times, and the first time I went there was the first day of the exhibit. That wasn't there, but it is now. And there was Lucius Malfoy in a poster in the Daily Prophet as wanted. So and this is an exhibit about fantastic beasts, not about the Harry Potter saga. So I was wondering if perhaps we'll see the Malfoys in the upcoming movies, and that's what they are hinting there. So I do not know, but check out this poster with Lucius Malfoy picture, and it's a piece of the Daily Prophet. It's one of the pages of the Daily Prophet that they're displaying there in this exhibit. And okay, last props that I thought was interesting was the props on the Dumbledore's desk. So we have seen them in other exhibits. If you go check online, you'll see lots of them display on the exhibits in other countries, especially before the movie was released, Crimes of Grindelwald was released. They have exhibits in China, in Japan, and many other places, and they have that on display, and they have it here in San Francisco as well. But because I'm not too far, and I try to go on times where there is not that many people there, and plus the movie was already released, so you don't see like crowds of people in that place. So I have kind of more of room to take pictures and you know, take my time there. So I just got some pictures of it, and I think one of those little entrapments that they have in Dumbledore desks probably connected to Nicholas Flamel's crystal ball, and he perhaps can see what Nicholas Flamel see in his crystal ball with one of those little objects that he has there. I do not know, and that's my guess. And because I quite remember Dumbledore mentioned in one of his book, in one of Harry Potter books, that he did not like crystal balls. He mentioned that they were quite of not a very stable and stable device, so he did not trust on them that much. And I think he was talking about Professor Trinley's crystal ball. Once Harry Potter questioned him about it, and he just mentioned that. So because of that, I'm thinking he probably was able to use one, but doesn't seem that he had one during the Fantastic Beasts time. So I'm guessing that he could see from Nicholas Flamel's one, but I do not know. But I think the interesting thing about some of those devices on the table are that on his desk is that they have different tri-dimensional shapes, and I'm more of the science field, so that's something that I like. So it was quite interesting to me to see you know, triangle and pyramids, and then hexagons, and making like this spheric like shape, you know, and almost round, and all those things. And so he had different shapes there in 3 dimensions. And so next to this little round thing, and in the bottom you could see, you know, metal you know, bars that would shape into a pyramid, into a ball made out of a bunch of hexagons connected to each other. And so, you know, there were at least 3 of them, you know, one of each 3 or 4 of them, one of each corner. So, which was interesting, and I want to see what exactly that's all about. And let me see. Also on the desk, Dumbledore desk display, there were also some Defense Against the Dark Art books, Transfiguration books, and some students' notebooks. And interesting that probably they were hinting that Professor McGonagall will be in the second movie, Crimes of Grindelwald, but also that she was important to go back in time just to teach Transfiguration, because she was a master on that, and that Dumbledore would, you know, have to teach that specific subject for a period of time, and pretty much probably McGonagall, that was more an expert on it, helped Dumbledore on the subject matter, you know, for a period of time. So I do not know, but you know, the McGonagall question, you know, why she was in that specific period of time, but that's for another video, because that's already getting too long. But yeah, so that was the interesting things that I was able to see in the exhibit. If there's anything that you would like me to show, I can make another video about it and show more of the things that I've seen there. If there isn't any question that you would like me to answer about what we know about these artifacts, and I'll answer as far as I know, as far as I have information of. But it was a very interesting exhibit, and if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, I would recommend you to go and check it out, because they have had in other countries. Probably they have in New York, they had in New York, but they're not having everywhere, so it's quite a unique opportunity to see the props from the movies there. So go check it out, and yeah, I'll see you next time, and for now it's ciao ciao.